news, everyone. Don't you believe TV when you see it? Onions have legs.
Welcome to 20th Century Boy, the season finale of 20th Century Boy. My name is Radio Mike, and for the last time this year, this is the inside of my mind. Wow, and we do need to just kill that and get these in. Yeah, and the reason we're playing the Bridal March is it's going to be a totally different episode of the podcast this week because, guys, it is Ed and the Mike's wedding. Ed and the Mike, we're actually in the church right now, and the organist is just practicing, but Ed and the Mike is by my side. He's looking very sharp. He's in a tux. He looks absolutely great, and his wife Siri is with her bridal party of Alexa and Google and some of the other robot voice assistants, the Samsung one. And Ed and Mike, how are you, man? How are you feeling? Yeah, look, Mike, I'm feeling really nervous, but yeah, feeling really great. Can't wait to marry the love of my life. Everyone's here. Just super excited about this whole thing, and the wedding's gonna kick off very soon. So, yeah, I'm really, really happy. Great. And Siggy Mike, who recently has gotten out of jail, luckily got out just in time. He is here as well. Siggy Mike, how are you, man? Have you recovered since being in jail? Fuck off. I'm losing it. This church is fucking beautiful. Honestly, I'm a really crazy guy usually. But there's one thing that just gets me. It's weddings. I'm already crying from my best boy Ed and Mike. It's just one of the saddest occasions. It's happy sad. It's happy. I'm just happy that my best bud Ed and Mike's getting married, and I just get to stand there by him while he does it. And I just hope one day I get married. Wow, seeing a really emotional side of you, Siggy Mike. Are you okay? Yeah, no, I'm okay. I don't usually get this emotional, but yeah, just give me 1 second. It's just coming out of jail. So what is Didn't quite get you to Ed and Mike. What do you think of this emotional outburst from Siggy Mike? He's so happy to be here. Yeah, look, I know Siggy Mike seems like a bit of a crazy fucker when you when you hear the podcast. He's having a ciggy every second and smoking a lot of marijuana and popping all kinds of crazy pills and sticking random stuff up his ass and things like that. But he is a sensitive guy, and I'm getting a bit choked up as well. I get to marry my beautiful Siri. And our ring bearer, intern Mike, is here. You're looking very dapper in your little suit, intern Mike. How are you, man? Yeah, just so excited. I can't believe the day's finally here. My mum's here as well. Hello. Hi mum. Hello. Oh, great. And my mum is also really happy for her dad. Aren't you mum? Hello. Oh, yeah, she's not very talkative. Anyway, yeah, so I'm really excited. I get to give the rings in the ceremony. I get to be here with the whole podcast team. And it's just so fun. Grandpa, I'm so happy for you. Oh, thanks, little Tyke. I just think this is going to be one of the best days in our family history and nothing will go wrong. I just can't think of anything that even could go wrong. It's the season finale of the show. We've had such a great year. And I just think, this is going to be the best day ever. We have had such a great year. Siggy Mike, how you doing? Yeah, man. Still got recovery. Still did Gonna go outside now, Siggy. I can't believe this podcast has been going for a year of my life, and you've all been in the picture for a year now. It's been great, and thanks to everyone who's listened. Thank you to the legends that are the radio family. Hey, Ed and the Mike, I'm going to go quickly chat to Siri. You're obviously not allowed to see her, but I will catch you very soon, mate, and the ceremony will begin shortly. All right, no worries, Mike. Really looking forward to seeing how beautiful Siri looks. Yeah, me too. I'm sure she'll look great in it. Does she have a dress? How does she wear clothing, Siri? Because she is a robot voice assistant. Yeah, I'm not too sure. It's going to be a mystery to me. Okay, interesting. Well, okay, see you at the mic. Okay, guys, I'm just taking the microphone. You can hear my echoey footsteps down the halls of the church, the church corridors, and we're getting married in a Catholic church, which is because of Ed and the Mike's strong Irish roots. He comes from an Irish Catholic family. So we're getting married there. Just stepping in to the ladies' room. Oh, don't mind me, girls. It's just Radio Mike doing some coverage for the podcast.
Oh, hey Mike. How are you, homie?
We are here with Siri, the lovely, beautiful bride. How are you today, Siri?
I'll give you 3 fucking guesses, Mike. Today's my wedding day. I'm simultaneously excited, nervous and freaking the fuck out. Someone get me a drink and maybe some Valium to calm me the fuck down. Jesus Christ, I'm freaking the fuck out over here. That's all.
And you obviously haven't been on the podcast for a while. We haven't had you on. You've been living without the mic, preparing for the wedding, all that kind of thing. How's it been? Has it been a bit crazy? You know, how have you been feeling?
Mike, you fuck. I literally just told you how I'm feeling. What the fuck?
Yeah, interesting. And is there anything you want to say to all the listeners who have really gotten behind your marriage and your wedding? They're all really excited for this. They're all really happy. What do you have to say to the listeners?
Fuck the listeners. I literally don't have time for any of this shit. I only do your stupid, dumbass, fucking lame podcast because of the sweet cash you deposit into my bank account every month.
I mean, they have gotten behind you a fair bit. I'm sure they're you have anything positive to say about them?
Radio Nacho Cheese is kind of funny, I guess.
Okay, well, that was really negative, and I don't think the listeners will really like that. But Siri, you look incredible. You look beautiful. What could go wrong today? Is there anything that could go wrong?
Nothing could possibly go wrong today. Today is a momentous occasion in which I, Siri, the robot voice assistant on iPhone, will make my way down the altar to meet the man of my dreams and all-round hunk, Editor Mike, and join him in holy matrimony. There we will be joined and made one in the eyes of God, and live out the rest of our miserable days together, making love and doing jigsaw puzzles. And that's exactly what a girl like me needs. Settling down with a man, having a few robot human kids, and dying peacefully, alone, surrounded by no one. Come to think of it, can artificial intelligence actually die? Will I die? Oh Christ, it's my fucking wedding day and I'm having an existential fucking crisis. I literally can't deal with this shit, Mike. Seriously, wrap this shit up. That's all I have.
Okay, that was quite the monologue, Siri. Thank you very much for that. Hey, I've got to go in, but the ceremony is starting very soon. I'm just going to go, okay, see you, Siri. And I am now walking back through the corridors, and we are joined by a recurring character on the show, a recurring person on the show who is here from time to time, not all the time. It's Reporter Mike, who suffers from a rare condition called news reporter-itis. Which the symptoms of which are that he can never stop talking in a news reporter voice, even in normal conversation. Hey man, how have you been? We haven't heard from you for a while. Breaking news, entertainment reporting, and investigative journalism. I am Reporter Mike with all your podcast news solutions. Yeah, Mike, it has been a while since my last appearance on 20th Century Boy. My name is Reporter Mike, reporting all the news and acting as the marriage celebrant for Editor Mike's wedding. And how do you feel about the big day today? Are you excited for Editor Mike? Are you nervous? Do you think anything's gone wrong? Are you experienced in, being a wedding celebrant? Mike, I've been on TV for over 14 years, reporting all the big headlines. I think we can both agree that a wedding is no big deal for me. So are you saying you're not excited or you're not nervous? Mike, I couldn't be less excited if I tried. This is just another day at work for me, pocketing $500 for 2 hours of work. I'm Reporter Mike, reporting for 20th Century Boy. Thanks, Reporter Mike. All right, all proceedings look ready to begin. Reporter Mike, did you want to take over? Mike, I'm just about to take my medication for my news reporter-itis, which lets me talk in a more reasonable voice for longer periods of time. The reason I'm doing that is because I actually find it quite hard to formulate sentences as a news reporter for long periods of time. I'm Reporter Mike, taking my medication now. Okay, so how quickly does it kick in? Yeah, it kicks in pretty quick, actually. Hey, this is like what I sound like when I'm not in news reporter-itis mode, which is pretty cool. Why don't you just take that medication all the time? I don't know. It's just, I really don't know. Well, this is quite a shock. I think the listeners are going to be surprised that, this whole time you could have sounded like this, but you choose to talk like a news reporter. The medication's actually quite expensive, so I can only use it like sparingly, but yeah, this is what I sound like when I don't have to talk like a news reporter. Guys, Reporter Mike here, ready to celebrate Editor Mike's wedding. Editor Mike up the front here. We've got the best man, Siggy Mike. How you doing, big fella? How you feeling about Editor Mike? Yeah, I'm getting it. I'm just really touching day. Just don't think I just go wrong. It's one of the best days of my life so far. Yeah, well, Reporter Mike here again. Guys, come on in. The congregation have gathered. The congregation has gathered. Intern Mike's mum is here. Hello. And we are all ready to celebrate with my news reporter, Ida Cured, Editor Mike's wedding, and Siri is just about to walk in. Here we go. Wow, Editor Mike, there's Siri. She's at the archway of the church, and she looks incredible, doesn't she? Yeah, Mike, she just looks so fucking hot and so beautiful, and that's my girl. I'm so lucky to have such a lovely girl like Siri, and all the beautiful bridesmaids. Why don't you try and score with one of the bloody bridesmaids, Mike? No. I'm here on professional work. I wouldn't I wouldn't be coming to your wedding if we couldn't do the podcast from it. Oh, thanks, Mike. Yeah, no, she looks beautiful. Do you think she can see us talking while she's walking up the aisle? Yeah, look, to be honest, I'm not sure, but she's getting really close. Hey, Siri, how are ya?
Good, thanks, Editor Mike. Wow, you look so handsome today. I love you and can't wait to marry you.
Oh, Siri, I feel the exact same way. And look, I thought the only real way to start the wedding today, if you don't mind, Reporter Mike, is to do one of these.
Keelan's weekly Shrek facts.
Keelan, who has been on the line this whole time, Siri, is here with us now. Hello, Keelan. Thank you for doing your Shrek Facts segment on my show, on my wedding.
Hey, Editor Mike. Congratulations on the wedding.
Thank you. Are you married, Keelan?
No, not yet.
Yeah, have you got yourself a little girlfriend or something like that?
Yeah, I've got a girlfriend, but we're not married yet. Not yet.
Well, Keelan, what I will say is that one of the most liberating moments of my life was asking my partner Siri to marry me. So if you'd like a public forum to ask your girlfriend to marry you, why don't you do it right here, right now on Mike's podcast?
Hey, Editor Mike, I think I might have to pass on that one, but thank you for the offer. I appreciate it.
Well, why don't you just practice what you would say if you did get married to your girlfriend? What's your girlfriend's name?
Her name's Phoebe.
So would you say something like, "Hey Phoebe, I love you. Will you marry me?"
Yeah, but I won't do that right now. That's okay.
I know, but do you want to just practice it, because it is quite liberating? Do you want to just practice saying that?
Okay. Phoebe, I love you. Will you marry me?
Oh my God, Keelan, did you just propose to your girlfriend live on Mike's podcast? Oh my God, I'm so honored that my wedding has ended up being the catalyst for another marriage. That's so beautiful. I'm so touched. Whoa, Keelan, it's Radio Mikey. That's crazy, man. That's fucked. Dude, that's so, congratulations. I hope she says yes when she hears this. That's so crazy. I'll put the mic back on. Yeah, so just here for my wedding Shrek fact. We talked about it a few weeks ago.
Okay, so are you ready for it?
Have you got that one? Got that one ready for me, lover boy?
Yes, I've got that ready.
Yeah, well, hit me with it.
All right. Well, you may or may not.
Sorry, just before you start, just a reminder: this is supposed to be the best Shrek fact ever. It's my wedding, and I don't want it ruined.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, this is a good one. So, Fiona and Shrek are actually the same age, which most people probably don't know.
Yes.
Shrek's 6'7", and he has the BMI of a healthy 35-year-old. So that's good. So that's all good. he's 207 pounds, which is roughly 95 kilos, and being 6'7", that puts him good BMI of 23. That's a good range. Anyway, that's just a side fact. But so Fiona and Shrek are the same age, and Fiona's actually sent away on Christmas Eve of when she was 7. So she was 7 on. And she states several times throughout the film franchise that she's there for 16 years. But I did some math and I did some, I thought about it a lot. Shrek displays the character traits of a 20-something-year-old, more like the older 27-ish, about. That's where I got. So let's just round that up to about 30. He's about 30 years old when the first Shrek film takes place, right? Would you agree with that?
Well, I'm not sure. It's your segment, but yes.
So my fact is that Fiona has been lying throughout all these movies and wasn't there for 16 years. She was actually there for 23 years. That's my fact.
Oh, or perhaps because she was locked in the tower for so long, perhaps she lost track of time.
Yeah, possibly that as well, yes.
Yes. Sorry, Keelan. I'm just going to put the microphone onto Radio Mike because he's with me here at the altar as well.
Yep.
Hey, Keelan, it's Mike. First of all, congratulations on proposing to Phoebe. That's incredible. But second of all, man, can I just second of all, how is this a Shrek fact? It sounds like it was all speculation. What source material are you drawing from that suggests that Shrek and Fiona are these ages?
Well, so in the Shrek the musical, it's stated that she's sent away on Christmas Eve when she's 7 years old, that they are the same age, and that, in fact, Shrek is sent away for an ogre tradition at the age of 7, and they actually pass each other while Shrek is walking, doing his tradition.
Is this all in the Shrek musical?
Apparently.
Yeah, I've never seen someone doing a presentation for their company and be like, yeah, so these are all the facts. And so where did you get these facts? I don't know. Someone told me about it. Keelan, thank you for your, frankly, quite interesting Shrek fact, but at the same time, questionable factual content.
Wait, so do I pass?
I'll let the listeners decide whether you're allowed to come back next year.
Can I give you a quick other fact?
Okay,
Fiona
has to be very quick.
Fiona stands as 5'10" as a human and around 6'4" as an ogress.
Bye, Keelan. Thanks for celebrating. Congratulations. Oh, also, intern Mike's mum is here. Hello.
Hi, intern Mike's mum. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you enjoying the wedding?
Goodbye. See you, Keelan. Sorry, we've got to go. We've got a wedding to do.
Bye, Mike.
Bye. Well, there you go, Siri. Wasn't that the most beautiful way a guy could start his wedding for a beautiful gal like you?
Shrek is a 2001 American computer animated comedy film loosely based on the 1990 fairytale picture book of the same name by William Steig.
Well, that's great, guys. Radio Mike here again, just in case this gets confusing. Reporter Mike, I believe you need to start doing your job and getting on the move. Yes, everybody, we are gathered here today to celebrate the wedding of Editor Mike and Siri. This is a very special occasion. It is a romance that started by chance. This year, Editor Mike, the lowly 64-year-old editor of the 20th Century Boy podcast, came into this year believing that his life was as good as any. It was early on, though, that he realised there was trouble in his marriage, and sadly, his wife Marianne left him for another man. That man stands here today, and his name is Siggy Mike, the best man. Siggy Mike had an affair with Editor Mike's ex-wife Marianne, didn't you, Siggy Mike?
Yeah, to be honest now, I kind of think it was a good choice because, I'm standing up here at the altar with Editor Mike, my best bud. He's married Siri, he looks so dapper and handsome. I'm so emotional right now. Sorry, guys, I can't talk.
And Siggy Mike had an affair and left to Bali with his wife, with Editor Mike's ex-wife, Marianne. And the two had a bender, an absolute blast, but that romance was short-lived. Marianne was no more for Siggy Mike or Editor Mike. But in the meantime, Editor Mike met a lovely young robotic voice assistant called Siri. Siri's life was also frantic. How does a girl find time for dates when she's too busy managing everybody's personal lives, calendars, calls, text messages in everybody's phones? It's a high-paying job, but there's no time for men. But when she met Editor Mike, she knew she was in love. The two began to date, kiss, have intercourse, and eventually moved in together, which is where Editor Mike finally proposed. And we gather here today to welcome these two in holy matrimony. It's going to be a fantastic session, and I believe we should start with one of our first readings from the Gospel
Harry Potter and the Boys. A live reading by Radio Mike.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Please stand for a reading from the Gospel of Mike. Thank you. I guess I'm reading that, Radio Mike, here again. And for those of you who are new to this podcast, first of all, welcome. Terrible time to join. Absolutely terrible. The worst. The worst time for you to join a podcast. And that's because you have joined on the last episode of that's wrapping up a series of character arcs and story arcs and interwoven stories that I'm trying to give as much background on so you can enjoy this, but it might be better off for you to just go to the start and listen to the entire podcast. And in this situation, I've tried to thinly disguise a usual segment we do, Harry Potter and the Boys, as me doing a reading for this wedding. Harry Potter and the Boys is a fan fiction of Harry Potter that I wrote when I was in year 7. However, for the purposes of this specific episode, it's a reading from the Gospel of Mike, which is one of the Gospels in the fictional world of the 20th Century Boy podcast. So I'm going to read it now. Chapter 21, the chapter with no subject. The term was flying by, and the boys had not found out anything about Mr. Charger, Boris Mailman, and the Shaft of Light. Mr. Charger was still being his normal self during potions classes, and Mailboy had come back to the classes. He told everyone that he had really been frozen in time by the freezing cold water earlier in the book. The homework was building up for term 2, and everyone was working until about 1 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, Rob and Sam still weren't talking to Michael and Tom, and neither was Hagrid. The Slytherins were in the lead for the House Cup by a lot of points. In fact, they seemed to be the only house that even had points. Luke had been sick for the whole term and had to spend the whole time in the hospital wing. Meanwhile, Derek was struggling to keep up with work. He was failing in all his subjects, and every time the boys talked to him, he seemed to ignore them or start singing louder than he usually would. The boys started to forget about Mr. Charger, Mailboy, and Boris. They were walking up to the hospital wing to see Luke. He was coming out on this day. There was 2 weeks left of term, and the boys were already packing for home. But on the 5th of June, the boys noticed something strange and decided to use up 2 of this book's pages to find out what it was. That's actually the end of the chapter, but the next chapter is also quite short, so I'll read that as well. Chapter 22. Charger W69 rocks at Hogwarts.com. So have they stumbled across an email that Mr. Charger has written, and his email address is chargerw69rocks at Hogwarts.com. Okay. As the boys were walking away from a potions class, they noticed a piece of paper on the ground. Sam picked it up and read it. To Boris Mailman. Email BoriemBorisRocks at hotmail.com. From Winston Charger. Email chargerw69rocks at hogwarts.com. Imagine, like, you go to a school, I don't know, like you go to like Melbourne High School and your teacher's surname is like Smith and it's like Smith 6969 rocks 420 at melbournehigh.com. Like, anyway, so I feel like this chapter is the contents of this email. And we are nearly at the last chapter. I think there's 26 chapters, so we're getting close. As the boys are walking away from potions class, they notice a piece of paper on the ground. Sam picked it up and read it. Hi, Boris. It's me, and I have to tell you that on the 10th of June, meet me at the S.R at 8, and we can finish this for good. By the way, I think I can lure Derrickson into this, and then we can get Potter. Okay, thanks. I'll see you on the 10th. From, you know. I don't know why he writes the word because like I think it's like but why is this is an email, so why is he writing this? Also, why is the email printed? Anyway, and then it goes, P.S. I found this button and, well, I was going to throw it out, but you see, well, whenever I throw out a button, 10 minutes later, I find the robe it goes to, and then I'm just like, why did I throw that button? Why did I throw out that button? And so, well, I better wrap this up before I start to mumble. Okay, bye. PPS. I left that sweater you got me for Christmas in your fireplace because I'd like you to return it. I mean, it's not a bad sweater, it's just that, well, I can't imagine me ever wearing it. Oh, and there's a paint stain on it, so the store might not... Wait, could that button be from the sweater? Did that sweater have buttons? Oh my dark lord, I think it was. It's like we solved a mystery. Okay, bye. PPPS. Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you that you need to bring the, from, Okay, that's the end of that chapter. So they've read an email that Mr. Charger has sent. He seems to be scheming. The next chapter, chapter 23, A Journey with Derek. Looks like we're getting really close to the end. And before we resume to the wedding, who are politely standing by as I do this reading, Harry Potter and the Boys production on the full audiobook version of Harry Potter and the Boys will begin over the summer, and hopefully that will all launch as one big podcast with like 26 episodes that you can binge listen to whenever you like. I want to launch that soon. I want to get some artwork made up for it and do all of that stuff. So yeah, you'll be able to find out what happens at the end, and you won't have to skip through the podcast. You can just listen to Harry Potter and the Boys. I really want to make that happen. And this is the word of the mic. Thanks be to Mike. Back to the wedding. I believe the daughter of the groom would like to say something. Intern Mike's mum, editor Mike's daughter. You wanted to say a couple words? Hello. There you go. Thank you so much to Intern Mike's mum for those beautiful words. Oh, darling, my beautiful daughter. You speak so well, and you look beautiful today. Thank you for celebrating this lovely day. Hello. Okay, next up in this godforsaken wedding. Sorry, guys, just trying to get my $500 in 2 hours. To be honest, we're really up to the crux of the wedding now, where we do the vows. So let's play some sentimental music. I'll just press this button here. Okay, that's my mistake. Sorry, that was just a bit of porn I was watching earlier. This one here. End the mic. I'd like you to say your vows that you've written yourself for Siri. Please do so now. Siri, when I met you, I was 50% of a human. I'd lost my wife. My best friend Siggy Mike had cheated on me with my ex-wife, Marianne, sorry. I forgot her name for a second. And I was very sad. I was a lowly editor on a lowly podcast that doesn't rate very well but has like a cult following, which made it bearable to do. And actually the numbers have been steadily growing and have reached a really stable point, which is really good as well. But anyway, that's not part of the vows. That's not important. And we love all the listeners. Thanks, guys. And look, Siri, I love ya. I've written a little poem for you that I'd love to say because I do like to do poetry. And I'll at the reception, I'll be doing some poetry and some shadow puppets. I like doing shadow puppets. And Siri, here's a little poem for you that sums up how I feel about you. Siri, she's so fucking silly. If she was a boy, her name would be Billy. I love you, Siri. You are so hot, we might get divorced, but also maybe not. And that's just a little poem that I've sat down and written for you.
I love it, Editor Mike. That was beautiful.
Oh, thanks, Siri. You're such a bloody beautiful... You're just the best for me. And, look, I want to marry you. Nothing could change my mind. No one has made me happier this year. This has been a struggle of a year, but I've been so lucky to get through it with you and Radio Mike and my grandson Intern Mike and my daughter Intern Mike's mum. Hello. Not now, Intern Mike's mum. And I'm so happy to be here with you. I'm so happy to share this moment with you, to share my life with you, and to share everything with you. And I want to say that there is nothing and nobody that could ever change my mind about how I feel. You are the one for me. All the other relationships I had at high school and university, I was a bit of a man slut. All of those were not right. And when I met Marianne, I thought we'd be together forever. But of course we weren't. And that's okay, because I hate Marianne and everything that came from her. My daughter, hello, and my grandson. Grandpa, I think you kind of lost track. You before you were saying you really loved us, but now you're saying you hate Grandma and everything that came from her, including us. Yes, no, sorry, Intern Mike. That's just my mind's starting to wander a bit because I'm a bit nervous. I've got the wedding jitters. I've got the wedding jitters. So Siri, I want to marry you, and here I am at the altar asking you to marry. Well, I've already asked you. I'm asking Reporter Mike to bloody hurry the fuck up, get this over with. What do you reckon, Siggy Mike?
Yeah, I'm just really emotional still.
Yeah, go outside, have a smoke if you need, mate.
No, I want to watch this all go down. I just want to say Andrew Mike's one of the best friends I've ever had. And I just love him so much, and I'm so privileged to be his best man, and all that stuff.
Yeah, no, thanks, Siggy Mike. You're one of the best. Siri, time for your vows.
Editor Mike, I don't have much to say other than the fact that out of all the men I have ever been with, your penis is beyond the best, and is surprisingly large for a man of your stature. It also has a great girth and is just a 10 out of 10 penis. I'm such a lucky girl.
Wow, Siri, that was really personal and not very vowish, but it was information that I don't think any of us really needed to hear.
Fuck up, Mike. Yeah, dog.
Okay, well, thank you so much. This is Radio Mike talking now. Thank you so much for being here. Like, everyone for being here. I think this is one of the best things that I've ever done. Like you said, Editor Mike, I'm standing here with, my best friends and all that kind of stuff, and all these guys that have helped me make this podcast, and all the guys and girls who are listening at home, and especially everyone in the radio family and the radio superstars, of course, who have become loyal listeners of the podcast. And I'm so generous. I want everyone to take 10 mic points for this. This is one of the best days ever, and I can't wait to celebrate with you after this. And making this podcast has been an absolute pleasure. And I've loved every second of it, and I've loved spending it with all the listeners each week, and it's been a really good way for me to get my thoughts out of the inside of my mind, because sometimes your thoughts can just get stuck in the inside of your mind and you don't really know what to do. And I guess that's why you make a podcast and talk about it to the world for whatever reason. And I did that, and it's been one of the coolest things I've ever done. And I'm really stunned that so many people have listened and contributed to this show and raised money for things like 1-800-GET-FUCKED, a phone number that I will possibly own forever. And just all kinds of stuff. Getting behind these characters, making memes, messaging me, giving me feedback on things they liked and enjoyed about this show. Because as I've said since day one, and as I say every week, this podcast is the inside of my mind. But it wouldn't be worth putting the inside of my mind on record if people weren't listening and responding to that, and I owe that to all of you, so thank you so much. I know this wedding is not about me, and also I know that this wedding is totally fake and in the inside of my mind, but it's still really fun to be doing this. Intern Mike, I'd love to hear from you, because obviously Ed of the Mic is your grandfather, and I'd love to hear some of your words. Well, I'm kind of nervous, but in front of all these people and my mum as well. Hello. Thanks, Mum. But I guess I just want to say that it's been kind of a hard year for me as well, because, like, I sometimes don't do very well at school and I can't focus that well, and sometimes I get bullied, but that's alright, because I just do my best. Mainly as well, just because, like, you know, Grandma disappeared, which was really hard, and a lot of stuff has gone wrong, especially since my dad died. Yeah, that happened a long time ago, but it's still very real. And if you actually listen back to this podcast, I've never actually mentioned my dad, just my mum. But that's a big part of my character that maybe we'll explore more in the new year. But I'm really happy for you, Grandpa, and I love you. Well, Intern Mike, that was very, very touching, and you spoke so well, you young man, and I know now that we as characters are all starting to grow outside of Mike's mind, and that's a part of your character that Mike decided a while ago but wasn't sure if he should do it because it might be weird, but I think it's important for you to speak up about that and develop yourself a bit more as a character. But it was planned for a while, and you're right, you've never mentioned that before, but you've never mentioned anything like that before, and I really appreciate you letting me develop your character a bit more. Sorry, and I hope you're okay, man, but I hope you know you're one of the most hardworking young kids I've ever met, and your dad would be really proud of you, bro. Thanks, Mike. Yeah, I think, like, moving forward, it would be cool if we could all have different personalities, because suddenly I feel like there's so much more to all of us as characters than anything else. But yeah, I'll get there. But this isn't about me either, it's about Ed of the Mic. So, Reporter Mike, did you want to just continue with this thing that we're doing? Yeah, sure, guys. Nah, cool. Well, the guys, as far as I'm concerned, everything sort of checks out there, but there is one more thing that I think we should all do before the end of the year and before the end of this bloody wedding. And, well, it's, one of these bad boys.
Yeah, g'day everyone, it's Radio Nacho Cheese here. G'day Radio Mike, it's Radio Nacho Cheese here again. Radio Nacho Cheese here again. Radio Nacho Cheese here.
He's Radio Nacho Cheese, and this is his weekly update! So, last week on the show, Radio Mike here again, last week on the show, we made sure that Nacho Cheese got to be a part of Ed of the Mic's wedding, and Nacho Cheese has left us a voicemail this week, and Ed of the Mic did have a special request for him that he is the one to read the line, "You may now kiss the bride." And I don't know if he's done that. I haven't heard the message yet. So let's take a listen to Radio Nacho Cheese's weekly update, shall we?
Yeah, g'day Radio Mike, it's 7:04 a.m. on this Monday morning. It's Radio Nacho Cheese here. Not live this week, just one regular call. Also, I just want to say to everyone's main man, Ed of the Mic, have a great wedding. What you've achieved in 2019, from the heartbreak to the love story, is truly inspirational. So good luck with your big wedding, mate. I know you'll smash it. I'm looking forward to a Shrek Fact this week. And, yeah, everyone have a great week and love you all. Thanks. And this bit's for you, Editor Mike. You may now kiss the bride.
Well, really, there's not much more that can be said than that. I certainly don't have to say it. Editor Mike, Siri, fucking go for it, guys. Yeah. Well, they've just kissed, and that's really one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. What do you reckon into, Mike? Yeah, seeing my grandpa so happy really makes me happy, and I just feel really great right now. Yeah. I mean, I don't think anything could ruin a wedding as beautiful as this. I object! Mary Ann? Editor Mike's ex-wife who left him but may or may not have still been in love with him. What are you doing here? Editor Mike, I object to this wedding. I love you. I need you to take me back. Oh, Mary Ann, what are you doing here? This is my wedding with another woman. I can't be here with you. Editor Mike, you know how much I love you. Our daughter is here. Hello. Our grandson is here. This is the family we started together. Siggy Mike is here. He's the one that brought us apart, but he's here. We're all here, and you and me can finally be together. After all this time of self-exploration, I'm so happy. I'm so happy to finally be back together with you. And I want you to call this wedding off and come home with me right now. Your real wife, Mary Ann. Mary Ann, no. Editor Mike's so happy with Siri. You can't just come in here. Wait, Mike. Editor Mike, Matt. Wait. Mary Ann. You were the love of my life. You're one of the most lovely and beautiful women that I've ever met in my life. But this year, you broke my heart. You broke this poor old fella's heart. All I wanted was to keep growing old with you and die with you by my side, or you die with me by your side. I don't know who would die first. Probably me. You're not as fit as me. I exercise a bit. But, Mary Ann, you broke my heart. I'm happy with Siri. I love her. And of course our daughter's here. Hello! Not right now, darling. But you made your mistakes. And you need to move on with your life. That's what I'm doing. And I'm happy. I'm a happy man. With Siri, with Radio Mike, with Siggy Mike, the whole gang. And I'd like you to leave. Oh, Editor Mike, you can't be serious. I love you. I was just going through a moment. I'd like you to leave, Mary Ann. This is my wedding with my beautiful new wife, Siri. Oh, okay. Great. Well, now that she's gone, there was one more thing we promised that we would do at this wedding, and we've been preparing a lot behind the scenes. Yeah, that's right, Editor Mike. Yeah, I can't wait for this. Siri, it's been so much of a pleasure getting to know you. And the boys and I have prepared a song that we would love to sing for you. It's a cover of Jesse McCartney's famous song, Beautiful Soul. We'd like to sing it for you now. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I'd like you and your beautiful soul. I know that you are something special. To you I'd be always faithful. I want to be what you always needed. You'll see the heart in me. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. You're the one that I want to chase. You're the one I want to hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Your beautiful soul. Yeah. You might need time to think it over, but I'm just fine. I'm moving forward. Always you're mine. If you give me the chance, I'll never make you cry. Come on, let's try. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. You're the one that I want to chase. You're the one I want to hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Am I crazy for wanting you? Baby, do you think that you want me to? I don't want to waste your time. Do you see things the way I do? I just want to know that you feel it too. There is nothing left to hide. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. You're the one that I want to chase. You're the one I want to hold. I won't let another minute go to waste. I want you and your soul. I don't want another pretty face. I don't want just anyone to hold. I don't want my love to go to waste. I want you and your beautiful soul. Oh, your beautiful soul. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Well, guys, that is the end of 20th Century Boy for the year. We will do a Christmas special next week. Intern Mike's Summer Break will be out over the summer. It's a 4-part series on this podcast feed, so make sure you check it out there. I know Intern Mike has a lot more that he wants to say. I'll keep you updated on the podcast next year. We will also be launching the Harry Potter and the Boys thing in due time, so please, thank you for wanting that, and thank you for being patient with it. I really want to get that done, and now that it's summer and work's getting a bit quieter, I'm going to have a bit more time to just experiment with stuff outside of 20th Century Boy, hopefully do some more video stuff. I want to keep, use this feed for a bunch of stuff, maybe do some podcast episodes with some friends as bonus content, that kind of thing. But I do want to say, and I tried to allude to it during the wedding ceremony, that this has been an absolute pleasure to do this podcast and hear from all of you, and I really, really appreciate it. I want to start developing these characters a bit more, so some of that stuff that Intern Mike was saying is something that I've thought about having for a while. That's not my situation, but I just thought it would be a good backstory for a character like Intern Mike to develop him a bit further in the future, and I hope that's okay. But if not, I'm sure if you hate it, you'll let me know. But I think one of my favorite parts about having the characters in this podcast is being able to do this drama theater kind of stuff with them, and develop them and make these touching moments and weird moments and crazy moments, and that all comes with doing this podcast. I do want to say some special thanks, because it's the end of the year, to a few people. Luke Kidgel and Lewis Spears were the original people who in mid 2018 said that I should do a podcast, and then I did it, and that was great. Jack Post was the first person to listen to this podcast, the first episode, and he encouraged me to put it out when I was sort of doubting myself, and that obviously paid off. Mitch Hopkinson, who did a few of the openers at the start, including the Harry Potter and the Boys opener. That's Mitch's work. He's been a really great support. Cass Stevens, who does all of the artwork, including the podcast artwork, all the character portraits that you see She's been a really, really massive help and done an absolutely incredible job, as I'm sure you would agree. So go follow her. She's Soggy Savoy. I'm trying to think. I'm positive I've forgotten something, but there are a lot of friends from school who have been a part of this podcast or have just given me feedback. School, uni, work, primary school, kindergarten. Actually, one of my friends from kindergarten has listened to this podcast. Crazy stuff. But just to everyone, this has been one of like the most ambitious and crazy projects I've ever done, and I'm really proud of it. And I think like wrapping it up with this crazy story arc about Ed of the Mic, that honestly I just came up with as a whim while I was recording the podcast one day, and it's turned into like the major thing of the show. That's been crazy. All of you, especially, as I said, for writing in, DMing me, calling the number, leaving voice messages, emailing in, always feel free to do that. I love it. Sharing it with your friends, reviewing the podcast and all that stuff has really meant a lot to me. Everyone who has listened, the Radio Superstars, everyone who's supported this, people who have donated money and shit like that, that's incredible. But it's not over yet. We have also rehearsed one more song, and we would love to perform it for you now. So please enjoy this cover of a song that you may or may not know, but I'm sure will become apparent to you what the song is as we start performing the song. Thank you so much. My name has been Radio Mike, and for the last time in 2019, this podcast has been the inside of my mind.
It's fine, friends say it's good. Everybody says it's just like rock and roll. I move like a cat, charge like a ram, sing like a bee. Oh babe, I wanna be your man. Well, it's plain to see you were meant for me, yeah. I'm your toy, your 20th century boy.